Welcome to the Great British Crochet Off technical version, a series where every single week I watch an episode of the Great British Bake Off and I crochet something that inspired me from it. And this is the episode where I discuss the behind the scene details of how I made the thing that I made. So this week we turned this cookie into this box that happens to be a little pin cushion. And yes, the pins even look like little sprinkles. Absolute perfection. If you missed this week's episode of the Great British Crochet Off, make sure you check it out right up here. So now let's rewind a couple of days and see how I did this. So I finished watching this week's episode of the Great British Bake Off, and it was Biscuit week, and one of their challenges was to make like a biscuit box that had biscuits inside. And I was like, ooh, yes, let's make a box, but what are we gonna put in it? And I realized I have like things to put all of my needles and pins in, but I have a bunch of different ones and they're rattly and annoying. And also I would love to have one just here on my work table. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a box that looks like a biscuit and inside is a pin cushion. So I can have my little like travel to go needle and pin case, but then I work sitting here a lot and I will have a pretty cute little biscuity one sitting right here. So my plan for it is for it to look like, I recently posted the recipe for these actually. There's this cookie that I've been making. It is a chocolate chip shortbread biscuit. It's a biscuit I've been making. So it's a chocolate chip shortbread biscuit and it's covered in sprinkles on the outside. So I was thinking about doing a like flat circle that looks like, not a flat circle, but so what I'm thinking about doing is doing like a chocolate chip shortbread box, probably about yay high and round, and the top will look like chocolate chip shortbread, and then to be the sprinkles on the outside, I was thinking about doing seed beads. I used these for a crochet off project not too long ago where I like hand embroidered a tree, so these would look like little ornaments, and I thought these would make really good sprinkles if I could make like a sprinkle mix. So we're gonna start by making the box, and I'm gonna use some of one of my favorite tools, this plastic embroidery card, to be kind of like the structure of it, and then kind of just crochet around it. I don't always love to like do traditional work with this, but I find that it's really good structure because also you can like sew things into it really easily. So we're going to start by crocheting a flat circle using this yarn. This is camel colored Big Twist, just so I can figure out how big I want it to be. And then we're going to apply a round piece of this to it, and that'll be the bottom of our box. And this way the bottom of the box is a flat bottom, because I want it to sit well, because it's gonna have like pins and stuff in it. I don't want it rolling all over the place. So let's start there. And I'm kind of pre-deciding, I'm gonna use this 3.5 millimeter hook for the majority of this project because I do want a really tight knit to it, a tight weave to it. For one thing, because it's gonna look like a cookie, so I want it to look kind of solid, and also it'll be easier to embroider the seed beads into the sides if it's a tighter structure. So that's the master plan. So I've made a circle and attached some embroidery carding on the back of it, and now I've made a another circle, or a strip of embroidery card that goes around the width of it. So next we're going to crochet a piece in the same camel colored yarn that's this size, and this will be the inside wall of our little pin cushion holder thing. So this is where we are thus far. So we have, this will be where the pin cushion is inside of here. None of these pieces are attached yet. And then this is going to be the side wall for the lid, and this is going to be the part that I think I'm going to embroider all of the seed beads into to be sprinkles, so it looks like the cookie of origin, or the biscuit of origin. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is crochet the circle for the inside so I can attach all these pieces together. So little update, I ended up extending this outside piece a little bit so I could wrap it over, because I didn't, obviously the like part, the stuffed part, is gonna sit a little bit inside the lip, and I didn't want to have like the raw plastic piece here. So I added two rows, and I did one on the back, the first one on the back loop, so it folded over neatly. And now I'm sewing the bottom to this whole thing, and then I'm going to sew this piece into here, and then we'll have the pin cushion, and we can work on the lid. So this is where we stand right now. This is the lid for like where the actual pins are going to go. So I need to sew some little chocolate chips onto it with this embroidery floss. This is the actual lid for the whole thing, and this is the side of the lid. So this is also going to get some embroidery floss chocolate chips, and then this is going to get beaded so they look like sprinkles. I tried to mix some of the beads I already had to make them look like sprinkles, and I just couldn't. And I saw these ones at the store, and they were definitely giving me sprinkle vibes, and I have some other projects I could use them for, so I went with these. So we're gonna chocolate chip, we're gonna stuff, we're gonna chocolate chip, sew these two pieces together, and then we're gonna bead. So here's the base of the pin cushion, and I sewed the top on. I put the chocolate chips on, and then I sewed the top on, and I stuffed it really firmly, and this is where the pins and needles can go. So here's our lid that I have both sewn and glued together because I wanted it to stay super flat. So now we are going to bead the outside of the lid so we can attach it to the rim that I made, which is this. So I'm just sewing these on by hand with some thread that kind of matches in color. I'm just grabbing random ones out of this little jar, and it is looking like everything I dreamed and more so far. We'll see how long it takes. So this is day 2 of beading. I started yesterday around like 3 o'clock, and I kind of beaded throughout the day and throughout the evening. So if you end up doing this is definitely a time-consuming process, especially if you make it as full as I am, but it is really effective. Like, it's so pretty and shiny and glittery and sprinkly. I'm really happy with it. The work is worth it right now. This is what the back looks like right now. It's really messy, but this is gonna get glued down, so I'm not really worried about how it looks. I just want it to be semi-secure until I glue it. I have finally finished beading all of this. It actually didn't take as long as I thought it would, and I think it's so pretty. I love the effect, and this is what the back looks like, but that doesn't matter because we are gonna glue this to this. This guy is all glued and secured, so now we're gonna sew this in a circle and sew it to our cookie lid. So we sewed it along the seam here, and now I'm attaching the lid to the side just through this top bar here and through the side of the lid. And there we go. There is the lid on the top. I left the inside unlined because I figured it would slide on and off easier than if I had lined it with crochet, just because the plastic has a natural like slipperiness to it. I feel like this could also work really well with like an ice cream sandwich design, but let me know if you have any questions. Again, this is just single crochets across the whole stinking thing.